It's great to see this many people here. What a fine turnout we have, and it certainly is an important topic. And so I know coming to conferences it takes an initiative on your part, and I thank you for that initiative for this really important event. The Safe Schools, Safe Communities State Superintendent Conference on LGBT youth is one of the highlights of my school year, and I'm very pleased to be here with you today. Of course, people mentioned it before, I'll mention it again, the conference would not have been possible if it not had been for the collaborative work of concerned organizations and individuals who want to see Wisconsin schools and communities safe for all students, including lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender youth. My sincere thanks to UW-Milwaukee, the Gay Straight Alliance for Safe Schools, Diverse and Resilient, and of course my colleagues at the Department of Public Instruction who have done such a wonderful job in planning this conference. I'm also glad to see, and although I don't know if these people are here yet, but former Lieutenant Governor Barbara Lawton, is she here? I know she's going to be here today. The Lieutenant Governor has been an advocate for all Wisconsin children and has always been a constant supporter of LGBT youth. Lastly, I'd like to give a special thanks to Senator Fred Risser and Representative Pocan for their support for this conference, and they'll be issuing a Wisconsin Senate citation that will be read and shared with all of you later. So let's give all these folks a big round of applause. Working in education is tough, especially in this day and age, and however very rewarding, and it's made much easier to do it with the support of people like you and other educators and students across the state. I thank you for all you do for LGBT youth, their parents, the schools, and the communities across Wisconsin. When I was elected state superintendent, I ran on the vision that every child in Wisconsin would graduate from high school, career, and college ready. One of the key pillars to support this vision is to make sure that Wisconsin would have safe and respectful schools. And when I was running for office, one of the pleasures you have of running for office, most of the time it's not pleasurable, but one of the pleasures is talking to people and getting their ideas of what's really important. And I can tell you time and time again, people talked about reading, they talked about math, they talked about other things, but consistently the most important thing they talked about is having safe and respectful schools, and that's why you're here today. School climate plays a critical role in academic achievement. One of the major challenges facing LGBT youth is bullying that occurs in schools, both inside and outside. DPI is working proactively statewide to prevent bullying and to make sure that all Wisconsin schools are safe and respectful places for all students. Some of our efforts include, in 2011, the DPI developed a model bullying policy that districts can adopt. In accordance with state and federal law, the policy specifically prohibits discrimination and bullying based upon sexual orientation or gender identity. In 2010, Wisconsin was one of 11 states that won $14 million federally funded Safe and Supportive Schools four-year project grant. 56 high schools and 19 school districts will use these funds to help schools increase the use of alternatives to suspension and expulsions, advance policies that address bullying and harassment, and improving student school climate. Right here in Milwaukee, there are 24 high schools that are part of this important initiative. For the last 4 years, the DPI has partnered with GSAFE in providing professional development to school and community-based staff on creating safe and inclusive environments for all youth. Excuse me. Currently, the DPI is developing a high school anti-bullying guide to teach new skills and build upon what students have already learned about dealing with bullying behavior and, most importantly, supporting victims of bullying. This guide adds to the anti-bullying curricula that we've developed for both grade levels 3 through 5 and 6 through 8. Expanding our bullying prevention efforts and improving conditions for learning gives me hope, and I hope it gives you hope, that school climate and academic outcomes can improve for all students. In February, we released the results from the 2011 Youth Risk Behavior Survey. The data show that there are many positive trends, but also highlights some areas where Wisconsin schools and communities need to make improvements. The vast majority of Wisconsin high school students reported feeling safe at school, maintaining a long-term trend of increases in this area. Now, that's the good news. However, despite this trend, 21% of the lesbian, gay, and bisexual students reported missing at least one day of school in the past 30 days because they felt unsafe on their way to school or at school. Our work, obviously, is not complete until 100% of Wisconsin students feel safe and respected in school. Perception of school climate plays a key role in improving conditions for learning. While 44% of high school students say that bullying and harassment are problems at their school, this percentage rose to over 52% among lesbian, gay, and bisexual high school students. We are nowhere near that goal when a significant number of Wisconsin students are identifying bullying and harassment as issues in their schools. In Alabama in 1963, I'm old enough to remember this, and many of you weren't or are not, Martin Luther King said the following: "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly." This conference is a powerful step in addressing the injustices that many LGBT youth face. You are here today to learn more about these challenges and what you can do personally to make schools and communities safe and supportive for all Wisconsin students, including LGBT kids. The organizers of this conference have put a lot of effort into planning and creating an outstanding agenda with topics that have interest for everyone, and I'm sure you'll find all the sessions informative. I hope you take a chance while you're here today. There's people from across Wisconsin and across states, as I understand, to interact with the colleagues and to take what you learned today back home for your communities and schools. We all have a role to play in making sure that schools are safe and respectful. You are essential to helping us achieve this goal and to make sure that every student is prepared for college and career. Thank you so much for being here today. It's an outstanding event. Thank you.